It looks like the Office of Budget Responsibility has accidentally published this document with the core set of forecasts for this budget before the actual budget itself. We shouldn't be reading this right now, but online we've been able to download a copy of the OBR's latest budget document with all of their forecasts, with all of the numbers about borrowing, with most of the policy decisions. It is there online, and I mean, for instance, we can see from this document that they've cut growth forecasts for the next few years. We can see what that means for policy. We can see also that it looks, judging from this, like the government have indeed gone with freezing the allowances in the final years. This is totally extraordinary. I can't remember another time when the details, the full details of the budget have been leaked in entirety by an official organisation, inadvertently it looks like, before the budget itself. The budget hasn't yet happened. We usually get these documents about kind of 1:30 or so, kind of 2 o'clock, when the Chancellor sits down. I don't know how this has happened, and obviously we'll be looking into this. But markets are responding to this. So right now, the 10-year gilt yield, which is the key metric we're all looking at, which everyone has been focused on for a long time, that has dropped quite sharply as a result of this leak, this set of leaks. I mean, I say leak, but it just does look like it's been accidentally published, because it is there on the OBR website, and anyone could right now go and download it. And that's what initially Reuters spotted it and has started reporting some of the headlines from this document. But as I say, I mean, I'm flabbergasted by this. I can't remember another time when the government has accidentally published the details of the budget before the budget speech itself. It's never happened in my memory, at least. And we've talked a lot about leaks and about briefings ahead of this budget and stuff that has been insinuated and hinted at towards journalists. Well, it looks like someone within government, whether it's the OBR or other parts of government, have inadvertently pressed the button to publish the document for this budget before the budget itself. I'm slightly lost for words by this, Sophie, because we shouldn't really be reading this stuff before the budget moment, but here it is. It's there in black and white.
Ed, this is absolutely extraordinary, as you say. I'm going to let you go away and read it. Some lines coming through to us now. I mean, this is effectively, revealing the budget, right?
It's the budget.
We can see some of the lines in this report from the Office for Budget Responsibility. For example, the Chancellor freezing tax thresholds for an additional 3 years, despite, of course, Beth saying last year that to do so would hurt working people. It's just a lengthy document, and it is absolutely extraordinary. Beth, do you want to?
Yeah, it looks like I'm literally reading it. The budget raises tax amounts rising to 26 billion in 29 to 30 through freezing personal tax thresholds and a host of similar measures. It brings the tax take to an all-time high of 38% of GDP in 2030 to 31. This is extraordinary. The Office of Budget Responsibility, as Ed was saying, appears to have accidentally published the fiscal and economic outlook on which the budget is based ahead of the budget. I am actually
it's extraordinary.
Trying to process that. I've never seen anything like that.
So on the tax thresholds, which is, of course, something that's going to affect an awful lot of people, freezing income tax thresholds for an additional 3 years. And this OBR report saying this means 780,000 more basic rate taxpayers, 920,000 more higher rate, and 4,000 more additional rate taxpayers by 2029 to 30. So that gives you a little bit of a sense of just how seismic some of these tax changes are.
Sophie, they also have details here of, we were talking about the salary sacrifice pension contributions, raises 4.7 billion, increasing tax rates on dividends, property, savings and income by 2 percentage points. That will raise 2.1 billion. Other tax changes raise 11 billion by 2029 to 30. That includes a new mileage charge on electric vehicles. It reforms to gambling tax 1.1 billion, changes to capital gains, tax release on employees' ownership trust 1 billion, There's a freeze to fuel duty, which will cost 2.4 billion next year, 1 billion in the medium term. I mean, they have literally put out. I'm absolutely stunned. They have literally put out the budget in the OBR book. This should be published as the Chancellor. Actually, I think it gets published after the Chancellor sat down.
It does after she sits down.
We don't get this normally until she's sat down.
She's supposed to have her moment in the spotlight, announcing it all for the first time by herself.
So they've just released all her tax rises, basically.
This is the budget. They've just accidentally published the budget, because when we talk, we've got, it says the publisher's forecast. No, as you were saying, Beth, basically all of the main measures of the budget are contained within this OBR document. I can show it to you actually now. I don't know if we can come off this shot for a second, because this is what has just been published accidentally by, and perhaps we can zoom in to show you that this is November 2025. You can see it there. This has accidentally been published on government websites. This is basically the budget. It's not that, there's another document which the Treasury produces, but this contains all of the main measures of the budget, incredibly market sensitive. And as I say right now, Sophie, looking at what's happening in government bond markets, well, they are yo-yoing around all over the place in a way that no one would have anticipated before today, because, like I say, I've been doing this for a long time. Nothing like this has ever happened before.
The thing is, as well, this is a massive political moment, like taking a step back, right? It matters for people in the country, but it also matters for, the politics and the survival of this government. I don't think it's an exaggeration. And it is deeply embarrassing that this has happened.
It's beyond embarrassing. It is unconscionable. This kind of mistake. I can't tell you just how carefully people hitherto have been sure not to publish this stuff online.
It's market sensitive.
It's as market sensitive
and that's
why like the guy who had to resign after.
We're talking about Hugh Dalton having to resign years ago for having accidentally briefed one measure of the budget. This is far, far worse. It is the entire budget.
I've got the headlines now. So freezing tax thresholds from 28 to 29 onwards, 8 billion. So that's the tax thresholds. Charging national insurance on salary sacrifice, pension contributions, that will be a big hit on business, 4.7 billion.
That, by the way, is much bigger than I
Much bigger.
expected.
We thought it would be about 2 billion, right?
Yeah, that might be the stealth tax beyond, actually, the other ones.
Increasing tax rates on dividends, property and savings, 2.1 billion. Charging on electric hybrid cars, EV vehicles, 1.4 billion, gambling tax, 1.1 billion, and changes to capital gains tax release on employee ownership trust, 1 billion.
I mean,
that's the scorecard. That is the budget that's just been accidentally published before Rachel Reeves has even stood.
There's an awful lot for us to digest.
I just wonder whether they even do Prime Minister's questions now, or they just get the Chancellor up to.
This is one of the most irregular.
It's extraordinary.
This has never happened before, has it?
No.
Never.
No, it's extraordinary. And we are digesting all the details to bring you as soon as possible. But I feel like with the big one of the very big headline rates that we can now confirm, and it's important to tell you what it is the freeze on income tax thresholds for an additional 3 years. Of course, they said last year that if they did that, it was going to hurt working people. Well, they have gone on and they have done it for 3 years. That means 780,000 more basic rate taxpayers, 920,000 more higher rate, 4,000 more additional rate taxpayers by 2029 to 30. That is a big measure, a big tax-raising measure that has now been confirmed today.
It's like I say, I'm kind of lost for words because this is not supposed to happen, and the fact that it has inadvertently been published in its entirety for anyone out there in markets, in politics, the whole lot, it is a breach of unprecedented dimensions. And I imagine, this is not just a little minor leak. This is the entire document. And it's already, people are trading on this, making money on it, losing money on it in financial markets.